never intended this podcast to go viral.
Our journey here is not one in isolation.
There's no need to meet them, yet we still continue to meet them.
Some of you might be sad about that, but is our church community as well. Her name is Auntie Johnson. She's twice our age.
Friends, in short, is purposeful. It is formational. It is communal. With 4 categories of friendship. You're just merely acquaintances. Then the second one is a casual companion. And then the third level is confidant. And the term I use, as some of you have heard me use, is gospel partners. To me, the most important relationship that I need to have as a husband and wife is that I know she's my gospel partner.
Yeah, actually I want to throw a devil's advocate. So what if you're...
Hi there, my name is Edro.
And my name is Yan Ping.
And this is the Teo-logy podcast.
Today is a fun, light, simple episode. Probably a short and sweet one, but I thought we'd talk about this because a lot of times we talk a lot about deep topics. But this episode is sort of a celebration for the people that really, keep us going. Yeah, and we're titling this The Friends We Meet Along the Way.
And I mean, quick disclaimer as how I always like to do disclaimers, right? We never intended this podcast to go viral. We just wanted it to be an
Friends and family edition.
Yeah, more like a, what I call it, a calling card, a space crafted out for people who want to listen in on our conversations even more. And so this one is a more meaningful kind of topic lah. Yeah. So I mean, why not you just roughly take us, what are we going to be expecting today? How are we going to go about this?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about some friends that we met along the way, in particular in Johor. And why we want to highlight them, I think, is because many times it's just the two of us talking, but actually there are a lot of people that really support us, and we want to show that our journey here is not one in isolation. It's not alone. And we are really, really grateful for the community that we have built here. And yeah, the people that we have met due to the randomness circumstances, and also how just people connect when your wavelength is similar.
Okay, so before we go on to tell you who are the friends are, right? We need to give you a context here. We are very fascinated by how God has brought these people in our lives. And when we say friends, our definition of friends is there's no need to meet them, yet we still continue to meet them. So which means instantly we're going to cut off 2 groups of people already. Number 1, colleagues. Right?
Because like obviously you still have a purpose to meet, whether or not you're friends, right? Due to work.
Yeah. Which means whatever circle of industry or interest that you all gather around, out of the box already. For me, ministry partners. So the pastors that I continue on to meet on, the ministry workers that touch base with me, we are not talking about them as friends.
Although, of course, we are equally grateful for them. And I guess the second category that we are also very grateful but we will not talk about, and some of you might be sad about that, but is our church community as well. Because same reason, right? You have a regular reason to meet up because you attend the same church, you are in the same ministry or circles. So we really want to just highlight people that we have almost zero reason to continue meeting, but we still meet somehow.
Almost lah. And we're gonna talk about why, at the end of it, why we still continue meeting. So for all you friends in church there, we love you guys and we know you guys love us too, and we are grateful for it. But this one is to highlight something even more odd, at least in this world's definition. And it's made us reflect, right? We said about it and we talk about it, all these people that we have met along the way, and how these friendships remain. And I've listed down at least three groups of friends. Yeah. Why don't you take away with our first friend in mind, which is, you know who already, right?
Yeah. Are we naming names throughout the whole way? Yes.
Because we asked for their permission already.
Okay, sure. So this lady is an auntie. Her name is Auntie Johnson. She's twice our age. And we also, she is if I thought about myself in KL, I probably won't imagine myself hanging out on a regular basis with like a 70-old lady. But
Yeah, your last 70-year-old lady closest acquaintance was probably your boss, ex-boss, that kind of thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but like not as like friends, right? And we connected with her also in the randomest ways. So, she's a retired teacher, and so she's very involved in like helping out with teachers, students, and of course Edro's ministry is heavily with students as well. So what happened was there was this foreign student who was coming to Johor, and she was contacted to look out for this student, and Edro was contacted to look out for the same student, and the student never came, or rather we never met the student. But since then we have just continued hanging out with Auntie Johnson. Yeah, so it's a really really random friendship. You can ask her on your own why she has such an interesting name. Won't give her whole life story here.
Yeah, but her life story is somewhat part of the Johor history.
Yeah, yeah. But it's quite a cute friendship because she feeds us. Every time she's got extra food or she just wants to treat somebody, she will, bring us out for meals. And then the flip side is because she doesn't drive these days. But she's a very, very sociable lady. So every time we go to different places, we will let her know. And then if she's up for joining, she will come along. So she's ended up being our road trip buddy for quite a few places.
So more like your road trip buddy more than mine.
Yeah, I mean, she's followed us to Pontian, but she's followed me to Kluang, she's followed me to Segamat, or I'll say like I'm going to Pasir Gudang, and she'll be like, yeah, I want to go and meet some teacher here, so I just drop her in the middle of Pasir Gudang, go do
she
my
pandai
school
pandai,
rounds, and then
yeah.
she will go and walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she has since become my ministry partner in the sense where when students come over and they have no place to stay, she has opened up her house a few times before for them as well, and sometimes supports them financially in different contexts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So ironically enough, she just stays across our taman.
Yeah. So like, how often would you say we meet her?
Once every 2 to 3 weeks.
I think there's seasons when it's like once a week, I feel.
That's more for you lah. So we got connected through me, meeting our student context. But Auntie Johnson's context fits Yemping's industry more.
Sure.
Yeah, because in the larger scale of education,
Schools and teachers.
correct. That's where Auntie Johnson will give her all the connections.
Yeah, but she also has like these random texts on like, I have extra food, do you want to come over and take it?
Yeah. So there's that continued friendship lah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't want to intentionally make it sound like there's a working relationship going on. But I'm just saying how it got connected through me, but goes together with Yemping more. Yeah.
So I think one of the fun parts about being having a road trip buddy is that she's a history and culture buff of Johor, and like, we're new here, so I learned a lot of things, and I'll be like driving up to Kluang, and then she'll be like, the whole journey she'll be like telling me all the history and all the news, and our conversations will go something like, this is the place where so and so was born, and I'll be like, who is so and so? And then she'll be like, you don't know who is so and so? Let me begin. And then I'll get like a whole history lesson in the car.
You also had a fun time in Kluang, right?
Oh yeah, because she's a very inquisitive lady. So when she likes to sightsee and tour, right? So her modus operandi when she goes to a new place will be like, okay, so here there are 3 shops. The first shop is a goldsmith shop. Like, she will talk out her thoughts as she is seeing things, and then it has this, and this one, okay, it says this, and she was doing that one day where we were crossing a bridge, and because she was so engrossed with like the scenery, she didn't see a pole coming, and she ran straight into the pole. Yeah. I felt so bad. I thought like, I just killed that old lady or something. Yeah, but she had a really good laugh over it, so that's how good natured she is as well. She takes a really good joke, which is why she hangs out very well with Edrol.
Yeah,
like,
she laughs at my jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's friend number 1. Friend number 2 comes in a couple, and the names are Joel and Leanne. Yeah. How it happened was a
Mutual
a mutual friend of mine from KL was contacting me saying that there's these two couple, they're a great couple, godly couple, they're coming down and
They're moving down.
moving down from PJ to JB, and we needed to connect with help them settle down. Yeah. And so I said, yeah, by all means, not an issue. So we met up with them, and then we also got our uncle to Uncle Xiong to help out also in settling them down. Because they moved in initially into his taman.
Yeah. So we'll have like dinners as five.
Yep.
Yeah, which was really cute. And again, so they have moved down. They have settled in very well. They're in a different church. They're in different environments. So we have our lives. They have their lives. But somehow every now and then we'll just say, hey, I think it's time to meet. Yeah.
Up for catch up, and then every catch up, we will intentionally pray for one another. Yeah, which is very helpful. And I think we were able to appear for important enough moments of each other's lives.
Like we helped them move house.
Yeah.
Well, when they had their baby lah.
Yeah. Is that what you want? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was thinking about the house because like they did move twice, so we helped them move the second time.
Yes. Yeah. So we are still due to meet up for the next meet, but the time will come. We have no worries about that. So that's friend number 2.
Anything else you want to talk? Oh, a fun part about them is that because I guess we connected because we had mutual circumstances. Like we were KL people or PJ
group,
people. Yeah. And we both moved down to JB, right? So we had a lot of things to compare. Like, what does KL have that JB doesn't have? And so on and so forth. Or where do you find a water filter here? And because of that, our chat group is called PJ to JB. So if any other couples in the future, if you are from PJ and you move down to JB, you can be added into the group.
We probably would add you in, depending on how things flow. We probably sit you down and say, how long will you be here?
Yeah.
Okay, friend number 3. I also saw a couple. Now, this one started off more on a ministry context. Yeah, we met up from another church to see how they can be partnering better with my organization, FES. But in the end, it continued on with just random catch-ups and just keeping in touch with one another and praying for one another as well.
Yeah, I think one thing that I was very touched was when they invited us for their wedding. Because when we met them, they weren't married yet. And we were new to town. We probably just met once or twice. I'm sure like you have plenty of people that you would think of inviting to your wedding, but they extended the invitation to us, and I do think that helped us bond. We were a part of their moments. Yeah.
And who are they?
Their names are Subra and Hui Xian.
Yeah. So you want to add something else?
Yeah, just that Subra is Chindian.
So he speaks better Mandarin than me.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
The most beautiful wedding, all the amalgamation of all the Chinese and Indian cultures you can put in a wedding. So yeah.
Yeah, and the cool part is, when we meet, each of us are just eager to share with each other what God has been doing in our lives. And eager to share the shortcomings and how we can be praying for each other. The word eager is there. And then we just have our laughs in our humanness. How we tend to fail sometimes, but we rely on God's grace, that kind of posture. Yeah.
And I want to say that these are very busy people, right? So we actually rarely meet. I would say we meet once a year.
No, twice a year. Yeah.
And we have to really gore out the calendar to find a slot just to meet. But when we do, it's a very enriching experience.
Yeah.
And I would also say for this couple, they are a bit younger than us, but I feel like they have journeyed way further in life than us in quite a few aspects, especially in church ministry.
Yep.
Very, very mature couple.
Yep.
Really, really appreciate their friendship.
Yep. And appreciate how they've grown and is growing, and the joy of just knowing what God is doing in their lives. I think is very encouraging, and wants me to like cheer them on even more.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it easy for them in their busyness, but it is that affirmation that they know that God is working. Yeah,
And they're really, really faithful.
correct.
Yeah.
And I think, this also goes to show that the kind of friends that we make, right? It's low maintenance in the sense where they don't need everyday meet. So we have friends in KL that's, well, if 1 week don't meet, they feel so empty inside, that kind of thing.
That's your friends. I don't think I have friends like
Okay,
that. But anyway.
fine. Okay, my friend's gonna get offended already. Siapa makan cili dia terasa pedas if they tune in. But rather, I think the word here is intentionality. If you're intentional about the time you're given, right, the kind of conversations that happen will not be random lah. They'll be very, very meaningful lah.
Yeah, I guess you don't think of like, okay, I only meet once a year, let's come together and play a video game kind of thing. But
Yeah.
when you meet, you really catch up, and you check out on how each other are in life, and then you go your separate ways, and then you come back maybe a year later and you pick up where you left off. Yeah.
Yeah. And in many sense, I would term this low maintenance in a way where they don't get offended if we don't message them.
Yeah.
Vice versa lah. But when we do, it's a joy to receive the text, that kind of thing. Yeah. So at first glance, if we ask why do we still meet, I don't think there is a clear, if I may logical worldly answer, due to the obvious definition of what a friend is lah. Yeah. But before we answer, allow me to take us through a friendship category to help you reflect where your friends are, and then we'll close off briefly to say why do these friends still matter to us. Yeah. Today, then anything you wanna question, clarify, you bring off lah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I've come up with 4 categories of friendship. At least there are many books written on friendship, many podcasts, but here's my 4 categories. And just to give a brief definition of friendship, right? So friends are people you meet based on common value, interest, and environment. And in that environment, you all foster a way to grow together, accepting each other's flaws, by which you bring out the best versions of yourself as you journey with one another. So friends, in short, is purposeful, it is formational, it is communal.
Formational as in it grows you.
Correct. You enter this friendship, you don't come out the same person, because iron sharpens iron. And we're going to talk about how this iron sharpens iron on the stage basis. There are 4 categories. And yeah, the reason why we get in touch with each other's friends is actually the last category, which we unpack. But let me just take you in as I've written down. The first one is you're just merely acquaintances. So acquaintances are due just to proximity and circumstances. I have to see you every day at work. And if I'm outside of this work, I don't have a reason to meet up with you. And so the friendship is very surface level, very transactional. So you can imagine, right? Some of my friends who are,
if the transaction is gone, then the
there's no
relationship is gone. Yeah.
Correct. Then the second one is a casual companion, where you meet up together out of a shared interest or activity, like a football fan club, a badminton group, and then you all go makan together. So there's more consistent chances to go deeper. But outside this container of interest, not much. So one circumstance and proximity, the other one is interest lah. Yeah. And then the third level is confidant. Yeah, this is where there is somehow you have created a shared trust. You are able to do personal disclosure. You share your inner worlds, your dreams, your visions with one another. And there's this acceptance and support. Yeah. And it's all based, the transaction is, I'm willing to be here for you emotionally, mentally, physically, based on my limitations.
Yep. So there's a level of vulnerability.
Correct.
And also a level of journeying.
Yeah. So what unites them is just based on the fact that, we've spent so much time, we've shared everything, and so let's take this to the next level. But no other levels beat this final level.
And what is the fourth level?
To enter the fourth level, we were going to share, among the three friends, right, we were sharing with another friend. We were saying the exact same thing. I said, we have done this for them already. We have done ABC. Actually, there's no reason to continue to keep up. But we still do. Yeah, and we do not know why. And this other friend just gently rebuked us. Says, no. What do you mean there's no other reason? Let me ask you. Do you love Jesus? Yeah. Do they love Jesus? Yeah. Both of you believe Jesus is Lord and Savior, right? Then what other reason could there be? And I'm like, oh my goodness, how did I not catch that? It's such a biblical understanding.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Acts 2 where the believers met every day. And you're like, what do you need me every day? What do you have to talk about? But if you have that common, I guess, direction in life, then it gives you a common purpose, I guess.
Yeah, and Acts 2:42 to 47 is the exact Bible passage to explain this final level of what this friendship is. And the term I use, as some of you have heard me use, is gospel partners. Yeah, and gospel partners, right, is where friends get together. When we say under a common value and interest, is under the reality that you are sinners saved by a savior called Jesus Christ. And then both of you continue to foster this environment of growing each other in Christ likeness, so that you all journey together in sadness, in happiness, in weak and in strength, all the way till Jesus comes again. I just replaced the definition of the friendship I gave earlier. I fill in what gospel partners are. And the example that came to my mind is even Paul and Barnabas. They were gospel partners. They met together with the goal of growing his kingdom. And even in the midst of their disagreements and splitting up, the church continued to grow. Yeah. And may I add that to me, between Yamping and I, to me, the most important relationship that I need to have as a husband and wife is that I know she's my gospel partner. Yeah. You want to add a little bit more back before I continue?
No, agree.
And when I say this, I do have to be careful where I don't want other couples out there to end up comparing because you start to recognize the flaws in each other.
Yeah, actually, I want to throw a devil's advocate. So what if your partner is not really your gospel partner?
So, but because you guys are already in a covenantal marriage relationship, the may not be there yet, but that has to be the goal. Okay? So I would say not your gospel partner yet. Or even a gentler way is they are gospel partners but in different seasons. So how I check in, so let's just say the simplest example is husband and wife have different spiritual maturity. The one who are he's more spiritually mature should continue to journey and restore the least spiritual mature. That's Galatians 6 lah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think want to clarify a little bit, because when we think about gospel partnerships, some people will think like, oh, you need to do the same ministry together, or like, oh, if the husband does the men's ministry, then the woman has to lead the ladies' ministry, or if the husband preaches, then the wife has to take the prayer, whatever. But I don't think that's what gospel partnership necessarily means.
It's not. I disagree with that. Yeah.
It means journeying together, spurring one another on in the gospel. Yeah. So before you look outward to other people, it is about the two of you first. Growing in the gospel, and that's what gospel partnership looks like to me.
And if I may add, then it will look like this. It doesn't mean that, oh, I'm now going to be a lay preacher, hence you must find a ministry so that we can partner and be in sync. That's more for visual representation. Gospel partner in this sense, and this is where I'm able to say, if you guys feel out of sync, it doesn't matter. Maybe we still have to have monthly and weekly check-ins. Gospel partner here as a husband and wife would then mean that I am always checking what is God doing in her life, discerning with her, and then encouraging her where God is leading her. And that might not be in a necessary, specific, tangible ministry. But because God is working there, then both of us have to work out a way to understand what God's calling and help her be obedient in it. Just like how when I was called to Johor, she had to do the same in me. And I think that's the best example of gospel partner if you hearken back to our first episode, because the move to Johor had nothing in store for her. Nothing. But she recognized God's hand and helped me obey. See, helped me, so I'm the one that had to struggle. And by God's grace, 6 months later, there was a project for her organization and she was already there. That kind of understanding where God works. So that's, I think, God. So even for whoever couples who feel like, just in case you're wondering, you're doing an unnecessary comparison, I think that's not necessary.
It looks different for different couples.
Correct. So
sure.
your marriage, your ministry, different context. Cannot copy paste.
Yeah.
Cannot copy paste. Yeah. So yeah. So that's the level of what I call gospel partners. The friends that we meet along the way are our gospel partners.
Yeah.
Even if the whole worldly containers doesn't meet, we are all one in Christ.
Yeah. And if this episode does not portray it or convey it, I guess we also want to say we are really, really grateful for you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's it for now.
This is the Theology Podcast.
Till next time.
Bye.